What kind of polar neuron is this? What polar? Multi. The only ones they make models of when we drew it together. Remember? Okay. What do I call this? What do I call these?
Dendrites.
Dendrites. What do I call these?
Axon terminals.
They're boutons. But not from this neuron. They're from someplace else.
They're the ones that are like
Yeah, the ones that are coming in to talk. Alrighty? From the neuronal pool, you know, one neuron to the next. So, didn't we have to learn the different kinds of nerve-to-nerve synapses? What do I call this synapse?
sensory.
Axon.
Axon to a dendrite, axodendritic. What do I call this one?
Axosomatic.
Axosomatic, axon to a soma. What do I call this? Axonic. So that's an axon talking to an axon. Got it? Speaking of this, what do I call this thick part of the axon? Hillock. Very good. While we are here, who's this? The nucleus. So who are these two on the inside? Nucleolus. Who is the blue with the red dots?
Roughy R.
Who is the blue with no dots?
Smoothie R.
Who are these little red? Who is this big red pancake? Golgi. And who are the red?
Lysosome. Oh,
Lysosomes. That's
the
right.
red ones?
Yellow.
Oh, I thought you were going to say red. I was like, dang it.
Yellow. The red ones you already said. I might have.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But there's a red dot on the left up at the top by the lysosome.
That is a mitochondria that somebody broke off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's glued in there. All right. Do you see little red fibers in here?
Yes.
What do we call those? Neurofibrils. Got it? Just like, do you see little neurofibrils in here? Do you see mitochondria in here?
Yes.
What's the blue? What's the blue? The same blue, the same blue, the same blue.
Oh, is it a smoothie R?
Nissel bodies. If you can't tell whether it's smooth or rough, call it what?
Nis-
Thank you. Just keep it Nissel.
Nissl.
Nissl. That's the guy's last name. What's this tube? It's the same thing as this one.
The axon?
The axon. Yeah. That's what goes in the middle of all of this. What is all of this?
The myelin sheath.
Myelin sheath. Who's this? Who's that?
Schwann cell.
The Schwann cell. He made this. What do I call the little gappy part in between? Node of Ranvier. Got it? It's not hard. It's all the same stuff we've been looking at. What do I call the outer smooth membrane? Neuralemma. What do I call the smooth outer membrane of a muscle? Sarcolemma. Got it? What do I call the connective tissue on one neuron? Endo. Neurium. What do I call connective tissue on one muscle cell? Endo. Mycium. Mycium, neurium. Got it? I want you to understand, nerves and muscles act the same, work the same, and they're named the same. Got it? Myofibrils, neurofibrils, sarcolemma, neuralemma, endomycium, endoneurium. Got it? Oh, this is one neuron. What do I call a bunch of neurons? All bundled together, like a bunch of muscles all bundled together. Okay, what do I call a bunch of muscles hooked together? A fascicle. And this would be a fascicle also. What is a fascicle of muscles covered in? One muscle is covered by endomysium. A bunch of muscles is covered by perimysium. And the whole muscle is covered by epimysium. So, one neuron is covered by I'm gonna come over the table at you. One is endoneurium. What would a bunch be? What would the entire sciatic nerve be covered by? Epineurium. Because muscles and nerves work the same, so they're named the same. Okay? Don't make it hard on yourself. All right. This is one muscle cell. How do I know this is not a fascicle and these are the muscle cells? Because I can see a nucleus here, and a nucleus here, and a nucleus here, and only a muscle cell has nucleuses. Got it? Skeletal muscle, that is. So each of these are what? Myofibrils. Fibers in your muscle. What is the dark areas called?
The band,
A band. What are the light ones called? What is the dark line in the I band called?
The Z. No.
Z disc or Z, not band, the Z line. And what is the dark line in the middle of the A band called? H is a gap. What's the dark one? The M line. Okay? Since this is a neuron, what's this? What's that bump? A bouton. What is the scalloped area that the bouton would be talking to if it hadn't been cut off?
Motor end plate.
Motor end plate, which is this zigzag here. Remember, we drew it on the board. It goes up and down. That's where your receptors are. But this is attached, yeah, because if we had it floating in outer space, we couldn't let it hold. Got it? So they do attach this. What's this? What's this?
Nucleus.
What do I call a nucleus of a Schwann cell? It's called a nucleus of a Schwann cell. God, that's your Schwann cell. Because what did he make? What's all this white stuff?
Matter.
The covering, it's called
White matter.
It's called myelin.
Myelin sheath, yeah.
Yeah. That's an axon, folks. See the axon on the inside? With the myelin wrapped around it? Kind of looks like this, doesn't it? Axon in the middle, myelin wrapped around the outside. What do I call the smooth outside of a neuron? Neurolemma. What do I call the smooth cover of a muscle cell? Sarco. It's not different. If it was neurolemma 5 minutes ago, why would it be something different now? Okay? Okay.
What was the name of the one? It's like a myelin sheath, but in the central nervous system.
It's still myelin, but it's made by somebody different.
Yeah.
Who makes the myelin in your arms and legs? The Schwann cell. Who makes it in your brain and spinal cord? Oligodendrocyte. He's not in the lab because we don't have oligodendrocyte models. That's on your chapter test. Got it?